What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97 and welcome back to my WWE 2K17 Universe Mode. This is the 61st installment of the series, and this time we are coming to you from a sellout arena here in Anaheim, California. Last week, we saw the Beat the Clock challenge take place. The first two matchups have gone down, and AJ Styles has set a ridiculous time. Seth Rollins, he's going to be competing in our third Beat the Clock match, match 3 of 4. We will see the fourth matchup take place later on tonight. But Rollins is going to have a hell of a task trying to top Styles' time, because AJ Styles has set the pace at 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Last week, Styles defeated Finn Balor after Balor was assaulted backstage by the Viper Randy Orton, and now I honestly do not know how anyone is going to be able to top the time of 2 minutes and 42 seconds. But if anybody had to step up to the plate, if anybody had to be open to the task, perhaps Seth Rollins is that guy. Seth Rollins, he did defeat Dean Ambrose in a 60-minute Iron Man match at WrestleMania after all, but that was a test of endurance. When it comes to endurance, Seth Rollins definitely has the advantage over his opponents, but in a matchup like this, you have to get all of your offense out in short bursts. So, wait a minute. No. You have got to be kidding me. This is Seth Rollins' opponent. Well, which one is it? Is it Dawson or Wilder? Well, I guess if Seth Rollins wants to defeat, if he wants to beat AJ Styles' time, that's the way to go about it. I can't believe that one of these two got a spot in this Beat the Clock challenge. Unbelievable. So I mean, yeah, if you want to beat 2 minutes and 42 seconds, having your opponent, one of your lackeys, lay down for the pin, that's an easy victory right there. You can finish it in probably under 10 seconds. Rollins is clearly happy about... Wait. Scott's not his opponent? Oh my god! Scott Dawson just blew out Seth Rollins' knee. What is this about? The Revival, last I checked, they worked for Seth Rollins, and now Scott Dawson is assaulting Seth Rollins. He's trying to tear apart his knee. What is the meaning of this? And now Dash Wilder's in the ring. No. Shatter Machine. The Revival lays out Seth Rollins with a Shatter Machine. Well, here is Seth Rollins' official opponent. It's the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. But the Revival just turned they just betrayed Seth Rollins. I'm speechless, folks. I don't know what to make of this. But I have no words. The Revival, I mean, they came up short against Blake and Murphy at Extreme Rules in that 2 out of 3 falls tag team match. But now they've just left. I mean, they're feeding Seth Rollins to the wolves here. Sheamus, I mean, he's got an excellent chance to beat that time. A brogue kick may have just kicked Seth Rollins' head clean off his shoulders. And now look at this. Sheamus, he knows he's got the match in the bag as he hooks the leg. Sheamus for the win. 2. No, Seth Rollins kicks out. Seth Rollins kicked out of a brogue kick, and the clock is still ticking. Sheamus might not want to count your chickens before they hatch, Sheamus. He thought he was going to have a nice 30-second time to beat, but no. He's not going to get that. Seth Rollins somehow has more fight left in him. But I mean, he may only be delaying the inevitable at He might only be delaying the inevitable at this point. Sheamus should stop pandering to the crowd, though. This is a Beat the Clock match, after all. Don't make yourself look like a fool by toying with your opponent. by toying with the crowd, but Sheamus now, he's looking to go in for the kill. One bro kick, an Irish curse, and now Sheamus looking for a second bro kick. And I think that's got to do it. Sheamus hooks the leg. He's going to move on to Payback. No, what? Seth Rollins kicked out of a second bro kick. How is Seth Rollins still in this? I guess this is the fight you'd expect out of Seth Rollins after the wars that he's been through. Sheamus, I mean, after being assaulted by the Revival, taken out by a Shatter Machine, this is just Seth Rollins' resolve. I mean, he hasn't gotten a single shot of offense in, but he'll be damned if he gets pinned by Sheamus here. And now Sheamus has snapped. There's 45 seconds to go in this matchup, but Sheamus is just, I mean, he is all over Seth Rollins right now, as now he's got him. He's got him caught up in the ropes there and just hammering away at the chest. Sheamus just decimating Seth Rollins here. As we're down to 30 seconds, but I think Sheamus has lost the plot here. Sheamus, I don't think he even, it almost seems as though Sheamus has completely forgotten about why he's even out here. He has just become so incensed with Seth Rollins. 15 seconds, Sheamus is gonna have to get him back inside the ring. We're down to 10 seconds, and Sheamus is gonna lose this matchup. He's out of control right now. As you see the clock ticking down on this beat the clock match, and there you go, it's over. The crowd chanting, "You look stupid," and I mean, he kinda does. Sheamus, this was the opportunity of a huge opportunity, a chance for him to turn his career around. By winning the Beat the Clock Challenge, he could have gone on to face Cesaro at Payback for the World Heavyweight title, but Sheamus has just become completely enraged by the fact that Seth Rollins kicked out of 2 bro kicks. No, don't do this, Sheamus, don't do it! Oh my God! A boot straight into the ring post. We might have to get the medical team down here. Seth Rollins might have to be carried out on a stretcher. And Sheamus, he might have lost the match, or rather he lost the Beat the Clock Challenge. But he beat the hell out of Seth Rollins, and that seems to be good enough for him. That might have been just a semblance of Sheamus' revenge there. But we will see, of course, the 4th and final match in the Beat the Clock Challenge. AJ Styles still has the time to beat at 2 minutes and 42 seconds. But for right now, we have another qualifier for Payback. This one for the Women's Championship, the #1 contenders 6-woman battle royal at Payback. On the last episode of Main Event, we saw Charlotte qualify by defeating Naomi, and tonight Summer Rae has a chance to qualify on behalf of the Divas Empire, and you see, as always, flanked by her BFF Tamina. But the question is, who is Summer Rae's opponent tonight? Well, we haven't seen her for quite some time. We haven't seen her since the Queen of the Ring tournament, when she was defeated by Sasha Banks. But tonight, Summer Rae's opponent is none other than the walking, talking, hugging machine. This is Bayley. Bayley making her official Raw debut. I mean, of course, with the Queen of the Ring tournament, Bayley, she defeated Alicia Fox in the opening round, but she had still a fairly quick exit after getting defeated by Sasha Banks in the 2nd round. However, this could be a huge opportunity for Bayley to push herself closer to the Women's Championship than she's ever been before, because she might have failed in the Queen of the Ring tournament, but if she can get into this Battle Royal, it could be the opportunity of a lifetime for Bayley. But to get there, she's going to have to go through Sasha Banks. Or rather, she's got to go through Summer Rae. I got all confused for a moment. But Bayley, she's going to have to avoid confusion, avoid distractions in this matchup. And that's going to be easier said than done, because Tamina Snuka is, of course, at ringside here. And we all know that the Divas Empire, their numbers game, they really are effective at using their numbers, their mind games, to distract their opponents, to get inside their heads and cost them the match. As Bayley takes her down with a scoop slam and follows through with an elbow drop straight to the heart of Summer Rae. We saw Summer Rae get a victory over Nikki Bella 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, thanks to some distractions, some shenanigans by Tamina. And I could definitely see that playing out once again here tonight. So Bayley's gonna have to, she's gonna have to stay on her A game. Try to push Tamina to the back of her mind. Nope. It's too late. Tamina already playing a distraction, and there's Summer Rae with a drop kick straight to the back of Bayley. And this is where Summer Rae's ego comes into play, as now she's got Bayley right by the face first into the canvas. Nothing pretty about that, as Summer Rae now drags Bayley. And there she sets her up for that Shining Wizard boot to the back of the skull, as Bayley stumbles to her feet. Summer Rae again got her by the hair, just bouncing her, the back of her skull off the canvas this time. And now Summer Rae going to work on that leg, trying to stretch out the muscles, the tendons, perhaps try to tear a ligament, but no. Bayley able to quickly slip out of it, and now, inside cradle, shoulders are down for Summer Rae. Is Bayley gonna have her here? 2. No, a kick out by Summer Rae. And after that victory over Nikki Bella 2 weeks ago on Raw, Summer Rae, now is the time for her to really push herself back into the... Wait a minute. As she counters an attempted German suplex into a roll-up. 2. No. Kick out again by Bayley. Of course, Summer Rae, a former Divas champion in Universe Mode. The same can be said for Tamina. And right now, the Divas Empire, they have some momentum on their side, especially with the addition of Brie Bella to their ranks. This would be a huge opportunity, because that's one thing that these three women all have in common. Summer Rae, Tamina, and Brie Bella, all former Divas champions, all at a really... Oh, geez. I'll have to put the kibosh on that, as Summer Rae hooks the leg off that modified facebuster too. But no. Bayley kicks out, and she's straight back to her feet. Bayley. Irish whip sending Summer Rae into the corner, and there's Bayley. Monkey flip. Summer Rae sent nearly halfway across the ring is Bayley now. Bayley measuring her opponent. What could she be thinking here? Able to duck under, float over. DDT! Summer Rae face first, driven into the canvas. And Bayley firing up. Bayley trying to rally the crowd, but Summer Rae's back to her feet. Bayley turned her back for just a second, for a moment too long, as Summer Rae able to take her down with head scissors, but Bayley able to sweep out the leg now. And Bayley's got Summer Rae. Irish whip back into the corner. And Bayley sizing her up. She's looking for that suplex straight in the corner. Summer Rae landing almost on the back of her neck. As now Bayley measuring Summer Rae, looking to go in for the finishing blow. Bayley to belly suplex. Hook of the leg on Summer Rae. 2, 3. You've got to be kidding me. Summer Rae just kicked out of the Bayley to belly. Bayley can't believe it. 2. And it was no fluke, Bayley. Somehow, some way, Summer Rae managed to kick out of the Bayley to belly hugplex. And, well, what more does Bayley have left? I mean, that was her finishing move. And Summer Rae's still in it, and there wasn't any distraction from Tamina. That was all Summer Rae. Kicking out of that of her own volition, but now look at this Frankensteiner, but no! Bayley went for the Frankensteiner off the top rope. But Summer Rae, she was able to hang on to that top rope. Bayley crashed and burned, crashing into that canvas, and you saw her kind of favoring her leg there. And now Summer Rae takes her down, drops her to the canvas straight on her tailbone, and now Summer Rae's got a Lotus Lock applied. Summer Rae, she could look to tear Bayley's arms right out of their sockets. Bayley, can she get to those ropes? No, she can't. Bayley is forced to tap out. And Summer Rae picks up yet another impressive victory. And she now will join the ranks in that #1 contenders Battle Royal at Payback. And of course, the winner of that Battle Royal will move on to face Asuka later on in the night for the Women's Championship. So this will be the opportunity of a lifetime for Summer Rae. And it seems as though all is going according to plan for the Divas Empire. Summer Rae, she punches her ticket to Payback. The question is, will Brie Bella and Tamina Snuka be able to receive a similar opportunity? Will they be able to cash in on their shots? As you see there, Summer Rae and Charlotte, the first two women to join the ranks in that Battle Royal. Of course, later this week, Mega Main Event will take place. We will see Alexa Bliss take on Natalya in yet another qualifier. But for right now, we have got the fourth and final match in this Beat the Clock tournament. AJ Styles, the time to beat is 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Sheamus could not beat the time, despite the pre-match assault by the Revival. Seth Rollins was able to hang on long enough for Sheamus to just completely blow a gasket, lose his cool. And Sheamus, I mean, he ultimately cost himself the match. I mean, to be fair, he hit 2 bro kicks. I mean, and that was Sheamus, one of his biggest shots, if not his biggest shot. And he couldn't put Rollins away with it. It just completely broke him. He just completely snapped. But is that going to be the case with these two men tonight? Kalisto has a huge opportunity, a monumental opportunity. And you have to think his victory over Seth Rollins a couple of weeks ago had to have earned him this shot, this Beat the Clock match. But, I mean, Kalisto, he's a hell of an underdog. I mean, he does deserve this matchup. He was able to defeat Rollins a couple of weeks ago. But Samoa Joe is a completely different beast. This matchup might be pretty one-sided, so man, I really don't want to doubt Kalisto, but Samoa Joe, I mean, he had an opportunity. He had an opportunity to qualify for the match at Extreme Rules, but he was defeated by AJ Styles. You have to imagine that Samoa Joe is going to have a bit of a chip on his shoulder, especially after losing to Styles. You know, Styles and Joe, they shook hands after the match. But Samoa Joe, you know, showing respect after a loss is one thing, but that's not... Showing respect is not the same thing as being happy about the fact that you lost. No one is happy after they lose. Samoa Joe now, once again, he's pitted against AJ Styles. This time, it's his time of 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Samoa Joe, look at this. Kalisto straight out of the gate. Kalisto looking to start with the offensive. And that's what Kalisto has to do. Bring the fight to Joe early. Quicken the pace. Take control as quickly as you possibly can. Kalisto! With the splash, he's going to hook the leg on Joe. 1. No, not even a 1 count. And that's the thing in a matchup like this. With 2 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock, you can't afford to take the extra time to recover. You know, you got to kick out as quickly as you can, because every second counts. Oh, look at Samoa Joe with these vicious jabs and now a European uppercut. And that might be the turning point right there. Those devastating strikes by Samoa Joe as the Samoan submission machine just unloads with vicious strikes, punches, kicks, uppercuts, and now a senton. Just looking to crush the life out of Kalisto. Quick pinfall by Samoa Joe, but he only gets a 1 count. Kalisto quickly kicking out. Oh, Kalisto tried to quickly get back to his feet, but Samoa Joe trying to neutralize that speed, kicking him straight in the face and then just lighting him up with a series of body shots. And now knife edge chop in the corner. Samoa Joe is kicking it into another gear tonight, as he has to. Just unleashing with the flurry of strikes. Kalisto able to dodge the attempted senton from the middle rope, but he tried to spring to the top rope, but Samoa Joe, he knows what Kalisto's about. Now driving the knee straight into the face. Samoa Joe knows that Kalisto likes to use that high-risk offense. And he was able to cut him down before he could even get the shot in. There's now Samoa Joe backing him into a corner. We're down to about a minute left in this matchup. You can really feel the sense of urgency in these matchups. These two men are not holding anything back, going straight at each other, full throttle from the get-go. Samoa Joe! Vicious boot in the corner. Might have caved Kalisto's face in. 1, 2, and Samoa... No, he doesn't. I thought maybe that was gonna punch Samoa Joe's ticket to a world title match at Payback, but Kalisto able to kick out. 35 seconds left. And Samoa Joe, he knows that he's running out of time. He's going straight for the Chimeraplex. And Kalisto, it might just be the beginning of the end for him, as Joe caps off the 3rd. But look at this, Samoa Joe not going for the pin. 20 seconds to go. Samoa Joe not quite sure if the Chimeraplex was going to be enough, so he locks in the Coquina Clutch. 12 seconds. Is Kalisto going to survive this, or is Samoa Joe going to Payback? 5 seconds left. Kalisto is still not tapped. He is not passed out. 2, 1. And the referee rings the bell. Did Joe do it? Did he get him to pass out? I'm getting word from the referee that no. I mean, Joe, his music is playing, but Joe did not win this matchup. The referee rang the bell, time expired. Joe thinks he's won the thing. Samoa Joe thinks that he's won the match, but now the referee is informing him that he did not win. He did not win. The referee rung the bell because time expired, not because Kalisto passed out or tapped out. And now Samoa Joe's realized it. No, Joe! Samoa Joe has realized that he lost the beat the clock challenge by a matter of seconds. Kalisto managed to hang on in the coquina clutch long enough to prevent Samoa Joe from getting the win. And now Samoa Joe is livid right now. Samoa Joe is completely snapped. Once again, he comes up short against AJ Styles. And it's all because of Kalisto. Samoa Joe unleashing hell as he just bounces Kalisto off that ring post. I mean, come on, Joe. You lost fair and square. I get it. You're frustrated. You failed again. You couldn't punch your ticket for a world title match. But I mean, this is unnecessary. You should be commending Kalisto for his ability to. Oh, now an enziguri in the corner. Well, I guess Joe is in no mood for showing respect to. I mean, that was a valiant effort displayed in that match by Kalisto. It really was a mismatch, but he managed to prevent Joe from winning, and that has pissed off Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe, muscle buster. Somebody's got to. Is that enough for you, Joe? Have you done enough? Have you got that out of your system? Oh, come on, Joe's not done. Joe, enough is enough. And now Samoa Joe just taking out the trash. Kalisto dumped over the top rope. Samoa Joe is furious. And I mean, for good reason, but I mean, that was his chance. He couldn't get the job done. So it will be AJ Styles versus Cesaro at Payback for the World Heavyweight Championship. It just barely, AJ Styles just barely making it into that matchup. If the time had even been 10 seconds, maybe even 5 seconds longer, Kalisto may have passed out in that coquina clutch, and Samoa Joe could have been the man going to Payback. It was just time. Time is the ultimate enemy in the beat the clock challenge. Samoa Joe, he was so close. I mean, he would have won that matchup with that coquina clutch. It didn't at all look like Kalisto was going to escape. But unfortunately for Samoa Joe, time worked against him. It was his ultimate enemy, and ultimately it was his downfall. But it's time that we move on from that matchup because Payback still 2 weeks away. Well, 3 weeks away, rather. But we have our main event for this evening. This is a tag team clash, a bitter clash, as the Dudley Boyz are out for revenge after their opponents tonight, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, blindsided them after their tag team tables match against the Primetime Players at Extreme Rules. After the Dudley Boyz were defeated in their own element, the club came down to the ring, attacking them from the crowd and laying them out, humiliating the Dudley Boyz. They thought maybe they were going to put them on the shelf, but the Dudley Boyz have got more fire than that. They said, if you're going to attack us, if you're going to assault a man from behind, the least you could do is finish the job, because, well, you know, then you're gonna have a couple of pissed off people coming after you. And that is what the Dudley Boyz are at here tonight. They're looking to extinguish the flame that has driven the club straight to the top since they arrived on the scene at the Slammy Awards when they took out Edge and Christian. Edge and Christian, from what I understand, they suffered some pretty severe injuries on that night. And this was, of course, after their huge match against one another. I mean, Edge and Christian, there might be no coming back for them. I think their careers in Universe Mode may be done. But how about the Dudley Boyz? Are they about to meet the same fate as Edge and Christian? Just think about it. If the club could put the Dudley Boyz out of this company once and for all, that would be 2 of the 3 legendary teams competing in the big triangle ladder match, the TLC, the teams that innovated the TLC match. I mean, the Dudley Boyz and Edge and Christian, it'd be a really huge list of casualties on behalf of the club. They certainly have made a huge impact since arriving on the scene. But if they could also take out the Dudley Boyz, I mean, what's stopping the club from conquering the entire tag team division? Right now, the Dudley Boyz are really the one thing standing in their way. They wanted this matchup last week after the club decimated the Usos. Didn't even have to use the Magic Killer to take them out. Last week, the club, well, I should say the Dudley Boyz came down to the ring, and they challenged the club. They wanted this match. So this, if this is the ultimate undoing for the Dudley Boyz, it's of their own design, and I'm sure that's exactly the way that the Dudley Boyz would want to go out. But that's assuming that they want to go out at all. The Dudley Boyz, they seem to be far from done in Universe Mode. Carl Anderson counters there with a back body drop. Devon Dudley's in trouble as Carl Anderson delivers with a nice senton, and now taking Bubba Ray off the ropes with that shoulder block. Devon trying to make it back to his feet, but Carl Anderson not going to let him. Carl Anderson working on the head and neck, just torquing it all out of place. And now Carl Anderson going to toss Devon away from his partner, going to toss him into the corner he does not want to be in, and that is the corner of the club. As Luke Gallows delivers with a vicious boot to the midsection, follows through with an uppercut, straight on the jaw. Oh, and now a super kick. A devastating kick there to the jaw, almost out of nowhere. Might have shut Devon's lights out, but Devon's able to kick out, just able to hang on. But if Luke Gallows can get in the shots like that, I don't know for how much longer that's going to be the case. As Gallows, I mean, you talk about his power, the size of this man, but the agility on that kick, you cannot doubt this man for a second. Look at this! Beautiful tag team maneuver, a big boot coupled with a flapjack. I think they call that the boot of doom if my research does me correct, but it's Bubba Ray who sneaks in to break up the pinfall. The referee just got bowled over when Gallows tried to toss Bubba Ray over that top rope. It's Carl Anderson now. Carl Anderson looking after, clothesline there to Bubba Ray. But Devon takes a shot on Gallows. Devon and Gallows had a bit of an exchange of words as the referee distracted with Devon. And look at this! Although Bubba Ray ripping out Anderson's leg, the referee didn't see it. The referee distracted by Devon Dudley, and those are tag team fundamentals. You wouldn't expect anything less from the legendary team, the Dudley Boyz. I mean, Team 3D, they have, they are not exactly, they're not exactly spring chickens. Their body has taken a severe amount of damage over the course of their career, over the various hardcore stipulations they've competed in, especially during their time in ECW. But with that damage comes experience. And that's one thing that the Dudley Boyz, they have the advantage over the club, is in experience. And you have to think of how decorated the Dudley Boyz are, winning tag team championships all over the world, not just in the WWE, but in a plethora of companies, not just in this country, all over the world. And they're looking to utilize that experience to shut down the clubs, the upstart club here in the WWE, as Bubba Ray with a vicious DDT, that'll shut down the momentum of the club real quick. As Carl Anderson whipped into the corner, Bubba Ray makes a tag to Devon. Oh, and this is vintage Dudley Boyz. Devon to the top rope, look out below! Devon Dudley going down under where the sun don't shine. Carl Anderson, is that going to be enough to put him away? Hook of the leg by Devon. 1, does he have him? 2, does he have him? No! Anderson able to kick out. Bubba Ray able to prevent Gallows from breaking up the pin, forcing him to take the long way around, forcing him to take the scenic route. But fortunately for the club, Carl Anderson had enough left in the tank to kick out. As Devon now has Carl Anderson perched up on that top rope. Devon Dudley could be looking for a superplex. Carl Anderson, he's up, or he's gonna go for a brainbuster on that top rope. No, he's not. Anderson able to dodge it. And Devon bouncing skull first off the steel turnbuckle. And Carl Anderson levels him with a clothesline. Devon's in trouble. There's a boot to the midsection. Carl Anderson with a rocket kick. Carl Anderson delivers with a rocket kick straight on the face. Hook of the leg, 1. Does he have him 2? Does he have him? No! Bubba Ray just able to get in there at the last possible second to make the save. As Devon now trying to get back to his feet. Carl Anderson looking to remove Bubba Ray from the picture, and that's just what he does. Bubba Ray dumped head over heels over the top rope, and now Devon whipped into the corner. And again, the club continue to dissect Devon Dudley, cutting off the ring, preventing any tags from being made, and now atomic drop. Rather, I should say a reverse atomic drop, coupled with a big boot. And with the force of Luke Gallows, I don't know how many more of those Devon can take. His brains have already been scrambled. I mean, first the rocket kick, and then that coupled with that vicious boot from Gallows. Devon might have a concussion. I don't know if he's going to be able to make a comeback in this matchup. Bubba Ray, he might not see another tag in this matchup, as Gallows whips him into the corner, but Devon able to counter, able to block it with an elbow, and a running shoulder block. Devon just throwing his entire body at Luke Gallows. And you can feel the desperation. You can feel the desperation out of Devon Dudley, but Gallows has got him up. Gallows has him on his shoulders. Devon trying to fight out of it. Able to deliver the elbows to the side of the skull. And now Devon sending Gallows into the corner. Tag made to Bubba Ray. Tag made to Bubba Ray, and look out. This is bad news for the club. Luke Gallows taken out with the 3D. And the Dudley Boyz might have this match in the bag, but there's Anderson. Carl Anderson able to make the save. If Anderson wasn't there, I mean, the Dudley Boyz, they would have had this matchup in the bag with that 3D. Devon thought the match was won, but he just realized it. He just realized what happened, and he goes back out to the apron. As Bubba Ray now just, I mean, what more? What more can the Dudley Boyz do? Go for another 3D? No. Bubba Ray tried to make a tag, but Gallows able to block with a boot. Oh, and a massive clothesline. Devastating clothesline. Gallows just leveled him. And there he levels Devon Dudley, taking him off the ropes. And now Luke Gallows has got Bubba Ray right where he wants him, in the palm of his hand. The 12th step. That may do it. Cover on Bubba Ray. 1, 2. And this match is over. No, it's not. Bubba Ray able to kick out of the 12th step. And Gallows not wasting any time, not arguing with the referee, going straight for the tag. And that just shows the composure. You know, they might not be as experienced as the Dudley Boyz, but the club, they ain't exactly rookies. As again, getting rid of Devon Dudley, preventing him from getting back in the matchup. Oh, and we're gonna see it. The club have got Bubba Ray, taking him out with the Magic Killer. Gallows hooks the leg on Bubba Ray. 1, 2, 3, and it's over. The club have vanquished the Dudley Boyz, taken them out once and for all, capping it off with that Magic Killer. And the club, their impressive run of momentum continues. They've taken out Edge and Christian. They've taken out the Dudley Boyz. The sky really is the limit for the club here on Monday Night Raw. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have time for. Thank you as always for joining me, and until next time, keep on YouTubing.